I'm Chef Alex, and welcome to our home. This year, we have something special for you. We're going to have whole meals to prepare on video. We'll have single recipes. We'll have specialty recipes. Feel free to comment and ask for your favorite recipe, and I'll be happy to make it for you. God bless you all, and have a wonderful year. Hi, and welcome back to our home. And today, we're making a Cuban favorite, Pastelitos de guayaba, or guava pastries. Now, you're gonna love these, okay? So this is how this works, essentially. It's a very simple dish. And by the way, pretty much South Florida is built on these things. So you're gonna love these things for real. These are like outstanding. So this is puff pastry. You buy it in sheets. I'm not gonna mention any brands because you know how that goes. So I buy it in sheets in bulk. Don't bother making it. I can show you how, but before, you know, the prices, they don't make sense. Okay. So if the price changes and it starts to make sense on puff pastry, I'll let you know, because the problem is the butter. Butter is very expensive. So anyway, that's my rant. So puff pastry sheets, okay? Now you're gonna take two. This is called guava paste. You can buy it online, guava paste. And what I'll do is I'll put a picture somewhere up here or up here so you can see the brand, okay? Now essentially what you're gonna do is you're gonna take some of it out. You can buy it in a bucket or you can buy it in a tub or whatever. Take some of it out for a little while and let it come down to room temperature, because this is like a sugar paste, okay? And what's happening is that if you don't, it'll destroy all your dough, all right? So for two, I like to go about 1.5 cups of paste. And that gives me about the same amount every time, the same pastry. Now watch, this is so simple. I mean, look how rocket science this is, guys. This is so hard. And look at how difficult this is. Show you the little tricks of the trade here, so you can make these at home. So along with this one, you'll have the escargot, which, you know, those little pistachio ones, if you're not allergic to nuts, are phenomenal. All right, you go as far as you can. That's it. You're gonna come over here, put your second sheet on top. Now the next step is I'm going to cut them and then I'm going to paint them. So I'm going to get ready for that and I'm going to come right back. All right, we're back. So essentially I've set up, and let me tell you what I've done. I've started to cut them so you don't have to be subjected to me cutting stuff. So essentially I went this way and now I'm going this way. I'm making little squares, okay? Which is essentially, you can cut them any way you like. You can cut them in circles and triangles and squares. I really don't care. You can cut them in any way you like. Okay? But here's the thing you got to do. Here's where I do care. You got to come in here. You got to set them on a pre-sprayed pan. Okay? Make sure that your pan is sprayed. Don't worry about perfection, okay? We're cooking at home here. A little space so they'll fit. You don't have to worry about separating these. They're going to rise up, not sideways, okay? So now I paint. All right, and we'll fast forward this part. Magic of TV, you don't have to be subjected to that. So we've painted all of them. Now remember, there's tricks to this. If you want to paint it clear, you go with the egg white, all right? If you wanted a medium amber, you're gonna go with the egg white and the egg yolk, and if you wanted a dark color, you're gonna go straight up egg yolk, all right? Those are your paint tones on this, all right? So I like it a medium, and you're gonna see it's a nice, rich amber when it's done. So these are gonna go into a preheated oven at 425 degrees for 20 minutes, all right? And we'll come back in 20 minutes. All right, we're back, and it's time to pull the pasteles out of the oven. We turn off the timer so it doesn't blare hysterically. All right. And as you can see, they are a very nice amber. Now over here, I have about half a cup of sugar with maybe half a cup of water, okay? What I want to do is I want to get this hot over here. So once that starts to bubble, we're going to paint these with the sugar, okay? So, see, this is our pastry right here. This is a guava, pastel de guayaba. It's unfinished. As you can see how puffy they get. Now, when they come out of the oven, they're puffy, and then they're gonna deflate a little bit. So don't freak out, okay? So as the sugar cooks out the water, the sugar will become more of a glaze, and you'll be able to paint it and it'll stick. Best way to do it fast is if you have a half a cup of sugar, go a quarter cup of water. That way the sugar gets hot faster. This half and half is a very controlled way. You don't make mistakes. Okay. That's it. You don't want to cook this to candy. You just want to make a sugar water. Light glaze, okay? And as this cools, it'll become stickier and thicker. So don't let it deceive you. Don't say, I gotta keep going. It's not ready. No, it's ready. And what I like to do is I like to go once, and then if I have enough, go a second time. I find that by the time I go once, the first layer is usually ready to take another one. Like paint. Give it a few seconds and then hit it with the next coat. You've seen the first one. I'm going to fast forward through the second. And we have that much left. All right, so here are your finished pastelitos de guayaba. I encourage you to try them. These are 100,000% favor. You're gonna love these things. Absolutely. And remember, learn to cook and you'll eat better for the rest of your life.